chapter 7, verse 1 through 34. All right. Jesus heals a centurion's servant. All right. So when he's done with all his teachings that we just spoke on, he goes to Capernaum. Right. A certain centurion servant who was dear unto him was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent to the elders of the Jews, beseeching that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to him, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this. For he loveth our nation and hath built us a synagogue. They went and raved about this servant. For his time, his dedication, putting his hands to the plow, everything that he had a part in, they gave him his props and said, God, if anybody's worthy, he's worthy to be healed. All right? Jesus was on his way. He's not too far. And the centurion sent his friends over to tell Jesus, you know what? Lord, trouble not thyself, for I'm not worthy that thou should come under my roof. But he tells him something that blesses me. He says, say a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I'm a man that sit under authority as well, so I know how the process works. When you are over, okay, and when you are the shepherd over your flock, your sheep, those who are under you, okay, like a manager and employees, they are coming subject, okay, to the word that has been spoken over them, because why? You hold that place of authority. So he tells him, say the word. For as you speak, everything under your voice must come into submission, must come into alignment. And Jesus marveled, not having seen such great faith out of all Israel, okay? They turn around to go back home, and when they get back home, they see that the servant has been made whole. Say the word. Verse 11 through 17. Jesus raises a widow's son. He's walking and he sees a dead man being carried away. But Jesus has compassion. He sees the mother in her weeping, grievous state. And he tells her, weep not. Young man, arise. And he comes up. All right. And the dead sat up and began to speak and was delivered unto his mother. The people had fear and yet glorified God. Okay. Verse 18 through 35, Jesus eases John's doubts. Okay. The disciples of John came to share everything that they have encountered Jesus doing, right? John had them ask Jesus a question. Whether he was the Messiah, or should we be looking for another? Jesus does what he does best, all right? And performs even more miracles of showing his supernatural power and his sovereignty, all right? And he tells them, tell John what things you have seen and heard. Basically, John, you already know it's me. All right? So as they depart to tell John what Jesus has spoken and shared and allowed them to be a witness to, he continues to talk with his congregants, those who are before him. And he starts talking about John, his cousin, all right? Confirming that this indeed is the one who you have called to have a devil. And he is indeed the one who is preparing the way, and he's greater, all right, than any, he's much more than just a prophet, all right? But this is he of whom it was written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. There is not a greater prophet than John the Baptist. Verse 36 through 50. A sinful woman anoints Jesus' feet. Okay? Thy sins are forgiven. Backtrack. All right? He goes to the house of one of the Pharisees, and they sit down to have some meat. And a woman that's been going around and about the city, which was a sinner, they have dressed her as such, all right? And she knew that Jesus sat to have some meat at the Pharisee's house, but she brought that what she had. She brought the alabaster box of oils, all right? She came prepared. She gave him the best of what she had, all right? She stood at his feet, behind him weeping, began to wash his feet with tears, and did wipe them with the hairs of her head, and kissed her feet, and anointed them with the ointment. Now, if you never listened to Alabaster Box by CeCe Winans, I would encourage you to do so. Okay? You were there. All right? Thy sins are forgiven is the words that Jesus told this woman. She heard he was coming. She brought what she had, and she gave her all unto Jesus. He says to the Pharisee, thou gavest me no water for my feet, but she has washed my feet with tears and wiped them with the hairs of her head. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, has not stopped kissing my feet, my head with oil that you did not anoint, but this woman hath anointed my feet with ointment. Wherefore I say unto thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she loveth much. But to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little. And he said unto her, thy sins are forgiven. Thy faith hath saved thee. Go in peace. When you give your all in a selfless state unto Jesus, he honors your time. He honors your sacrifice, and he honors your labor of love unto him. That concludes chapter 7. Bye.